Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to today's presentation on emotions. I am Mrs. Cabello, the school counselor here at John Adams Elementary. So before we get started with our presentation, we are going to take a pre-assessment. So the pre-assessment is on emotions, and this is going to help me know whether you guys are able to recognize emotions. When you get your paper, please put your name at the top. You will have 6 circles on the paper. Under each circle, there's an emotion. For example, in the first circle, we have sad. Your task is to draw a face of what sad looks like. So I will give everybody about 5 minutes to complete the pre-assessment, and after 5 minutes, I will go ahead and pick it up. And please note, this pre-assessment will not be shared with anybody. It will only be seen by me. So you'll have about 5 minutes to complete it, and your time starts now. Okay, we have about 3 more minutes. If you are done early, go ahead and raise your hand. I can collect it from you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. To start our presentation, does anybody know what emotions are? Can anybody, by raising your hand, tell me what are emotions? Luda?
Feelings?
Feelings, okay. Anybody else? Mimi?
How you feel towards a certain event or situation or person.
Or person, okay. So emotions is basically how we feel about certain situations, how we feel it on a day, or maybe we have a certain emotion towards somebody. Maybe today it was just very sunny and I'm feeling happy, or I was gonna have a soda for lunch and that soda spilled. I'm a little upset because I really wanted to drink that soda for lunch. Or I had homework due tomorrow and my dog ate it. I'm gonna be very, very mad because I wanted to turn that in tomorrow. So those are some examples of emotions, and like I mentioned, emotions are how we're feeling about certain things on a day, or maybe we're feeling a certain way towards somebody. Okay, so now we're gonna watch a video on emotions. So during this video, there's gonna be different emotions being shown. After each emotion, I'm gonna pause the video and I'm gonna ask you what type of emotion it was. But with your response, I also want you to tell me, how were you able to identify what the emotion was? What did you see that helped you know that person was feeling that certain way? Okay, so we're gonna get started. Okay, so can anybody identify how she was feeling? Luda?
I think think she was feeling happy
Happy? And why do you say she was feeling happy?
because she was dancing and jumping around.
Okay, does anybody have a different answer? Or we all agree? She was feeling happy. Okay, well, let's find out how she was feeling. That's correct. She was feeling happy. So she was playing that guitar, she was having a good time, and when we're happy, we sometimes dance around, we sing. Those are some type of signs that someone's feeling happy. Okay, let's go on to the next emotion. So how is she feeling? Okay, can anybody identify that emotion? How is she feeling in this scenario? Mimi?
She was sad because her notebook, she got water or milk all over her notebook.
Okay, and was there anything else about her, like her facial expressions, that you can tell she was sad?
I think her gas, how she's like, oh, like, can't believe that just happened, and the way she sank into her chair.
Okay, does anybody have a different answer, a different emotion you think she was going through?
I think the same emotion because she started crying.
She started crying, and usually when we're sad, we kind of cry. So let's find out what emotion she was going through. And that is correct. She was feeling sad. So, I mean, she could have been working on her homework, got water spilled on it, and now she's sad because maybe her homework's not going to be accepted by the teacher, or she thinks she's going to get a low grade. And she started crying. So that was one of the big signs that she was feeling sad. So let's look at another emotion. So how is she feeling in this scenario? Okay, so does anybody know what emotion we saw here? How was she feeling? Or how was the character feeling? Luda.
Mad.
Mad?
Upset.
And what did you see that can tell you she was mad or upset?
Because her card castle fell over and then she started throwing the cards around.
She started throwing her cards around. Anything else that we've seen in that video?
The character also just smashing everything, like the keyboards with a chair.
Okay, so she started smashing stuff on the table. She was upset that her cards fell. So let's find out if she was mad. So yes, he was angry. She was mad. Angry, mad, it's the same thing. Okay, so let's look at another one. How is she feeling? Okay, does anybody know how she was feeling in this scenario?
Disgusted.
Disgusted? Why do you say she was feeling disgusted?
By the way, she kind of like held her breath or like made that like disgusted face, like ugh.
Okay.
When she was trying to smash it from far distance.
What was she trying to smash?
It was a fly, right?
A fly. It looked like a fly. She was trying to smash a fly. Okay. Anybody else have a different opinion, a different feeling, or we all agree?
I agree.
She was feeling disgusted. Okay, let's find out how she was feeling. That is correct. She was feeling disgusted. Yeah, I don't like to smack on flies either. It's just, ew. So we're gonna watch another one, and then this will be the last one, and let's find out how she's feeling. Okay. So how was she feeling? And how was the character feeling? Luda?
It looked like she got surprised by the spider and then she started panicking.
Okay. What else? Was there anything in her facial expressions that told us she was surprised?
Her eyes got big.
Her eyes kind of got bigger, wider, right? More than the normal. Okay. Anything else that we've seen? And like Luda mentioned, she started panicking, like, oh my gosh. So let's find out what she was feeling. So he was feeling scared, but I can see why, she was kind of panicking, which falls under being scared. If you're scared, sometimes you're like, oh my God, like what's going on? Stuff like that. So, oops, sorry. I went too fast here. Okay, so we got all the emotions identified, so very good, everybody. And now we'll move on to the next slide. So what did we see in the video? What did we see on the video? We seen a girl that was going through different scenarios, and every time something different happened, did she feel the same way?
No.
No, there was always a different emotion. And like I mentioned at the beginning, the different type of things we go through or scenarios can cause different emotions from us to be shown. There was a certain situation where she got angry and she started throwing stuff, smacking. Do you guys think that's the right way to handle yourself when you feel angry?
No.
No, there could probably be another way we can make ourselves feel better and not show that we're angry. Because if we're at school or in the classroom, we don't want to be throwing stuff around the classroom because either somebody else can get hurt or there's going to be consequences for us as well. So with that being said, today's lesson, I want everybody to go ahead and take out your journal. And in your journal, I want you to identify one emotion. For example, I can say happy. When I'm happy, what makes you feel happy? Or when you're mad, what makes you feel mad? So go ahead and take about 6 minutes to write down about one emotion and what makes you feel that way. And when you're done with your journal, just go ahead and close it so that I know that you are done. Okay, we have about 3 more minutes to finish writing in your journal. Okay, so it looks like we're all done writing in our journals. Does anybody want to share what they wrote down? An emotion that they wrote down and what makes them feel that way?
Sure.
Thank you, Luda, for volunteering.
I wrote mad.
So his example is mad. So what makes you feel mad?
I am mad when I do not get my way.
Okay, so if he doesn't get his way, he gets mad. Any other examples?
Like if my favorite football team loses when I really wanted them to win the game.
Okay, so if football, his favorite team loses in football, he's gonna get mad. Do you act a certain way if you're watching football and your team loses? Do you show that you're mad in a certain way?
Yeah, I might start yelling.
He might start yelling. Okay, so that's one way he shows he's mad. He will be screaming. Mimi, do you have an example?
Happy or angry? Oh, well, I picked
Whichever you would like to share with the class.
I picked happy.
And what makes you feel happy?
When my classes get canceled, when I don't have to wake up early. And
Okay.
then also, group phone calls with my friends because they're funny and it makes me feel good knowing that I've been able to socialize with them.
So she gets happy if her classes cancel, if she doesn't have homework, or if she's on the phone with her friends. Okay. And how do you show you're happy? How will you say your facial expressions are when you're happy?
I would say I'm always smiling.
Okay, so when you're happy, you smile. Okay, so thank you for sharing. So on the next slide, I want to share about some coping skills. So coping skills are ways on how we can be in charge of our emotions and not have them show a certain way. For example, like I mentioned before, when we're angry, sometimes we tend to throw stuff, but maybe there's something else we can do to not be throwing stuff when we're angry. So some coping skills that I have is we can take deep breaths. You can squeeze, then relax those muscles. Think happy thoughts. Take a break or rest. Maybe you need to let your teacher know, hey, I'm not feeling too happy right now. Maybe can I just step outside for a minute and I'll come back right in. Close your eyes and slowly count to 10. Sometimes counting can relax us and we feel a lot better. Drink some water. And if it's not water, maybe you have some juice, drink some juice at your desk. Use a stress ball. Does anybody know what a stress ball is? So the little balls that fit in your hand and you just squeeze them and it does help relax you. Ask for help. If you don't know how to handle the way you're feeling, please ask for help. Your teacher, myself, or any school staff member is more than happy to help you. Listen to music. Sometimes listening to music helps us a lot. Maybe at recess time, you want to take out your headphones, let your teacher know, I'm feeling a certain way. I just want to walk around with my headphones and listen to the music, and that should be totally fine. Draw or color. Drawing or coloring are great ways on how that can help us change the way we are feeling. Any questions on the coping skills? Or have any of you tried any of these coping skills?
I like to listen to music.
Listen to music, okay. I like to listen to music too. That's one thing that really helps me out. So, I have a handout here that I'm gonna pass out, and please put your name at the top. There you go. And the title of the handout is Coping Skills. On the first column, you have 6 feelings: sad, frustrated, bored, angry, hyper, and discouraged. On the second column is how I can cope by. What are some things you can do? And you don't have to go into detail, just tell me one thing. So if we go back to the slide with coping skills, you guys can note some of those coping skills for the different emotions. So I'll give you about 5 minutes to go ahead and fill out that worksheet. And you just have to choose one coping skill for each different emotion that you think will help you best. I think I'm on the way. Okay, I'll give you you have about 2 more minutes to complete the worksheet. One more minute. Okay, so does anybody want to share what they wrote down for one thing on their coping skills handout? So you can pick any emotion and then let me know what are you gonna do to cope with that emotion. Luda?
Frustrated.
Frustrated. So he picked frustration. And what can you do to cope with that emotion?
Take deep breaths.
Take deep breaths. Okay. Anybody else? A different emotion?
I picked angry.
Angry.
I would just take time to myself to cool down, stay away from other people, and
Okay.
take a walk or something.
So she would take time for herself, maybe go on a walk. So find some time alone for herself. Okay. So you guys can go ahead and keep that handout for future reference. Okay, so coping skills are strategies that we can use to help us with the way we're feeling. If we're feeling sad, maybe we can read a book as well. Find our favorite book, or we can do something that we like, or we can talk to somebody. If we're feeling angry, let's step outside for a bit, or maybe have a snack. Count to 10, take some deep breaths. So coping strategies are different ways for us to be able to manage our emotions, to have control of them and not let our emotions take control over us. And like I mentioned on the coping skills, you guys can always come and ask for help if you guys are feeling a certain way. We are here to help you. Okay. So with this lesson, I am going to give out some homework. So I'm going to pass it out and then I will go over the homework. Here you go. And here you go. Okay. So at the very top, always make sure you put your name so I know who turned in their homework. And you won't have to turn it in today. This is homework for you. So over a 5-day period, so today is Monday. You have today, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to note down on each day how you are feeling. So I can say today I'm feeling happy. What made you feel this way? Well, today I'm feeling happy because it was sunny outside. I love the sunny weather. And I was gonna get to hang out and play with my friends outside because last Friday it was raining. We didn't have time to go out to recess. Coping skill. I want you to note down something on what you can do to make yourself feel better. In my example, I was feeling happy. So I really don't have a coping skill because I'm happy. But let's say you were feeling mad on Tuesday. What made you feel that way? Well, I wasn't understanding the assignment. Okay, what could you have done? You could have raised your hand and asked for help, or you could have stepped outside for a bit and count to 10 and then come back inside the classroom. So that could have made you feel better and then be like, okay, teacher, I need help with this assignment. And then I want you to tell me how well did it work. So I have a scale of 1, 2, and 3. 1 is that coping skill did not work. 2, it helped a little, made me feel a little better. And 3, it definitely worked. I love that coping skill and I'm probably gonna use it more in the future. So you don't have to turn this today. This will be over a 5-day period. You have the whole week to complete it. And then on Friday, go ahead and turn it into my office and then I will review. And this concludes our emotions presentation for today. And I just want to say thank you to everybody for being here today. And if you guys have any questions in regard to the presentation, just let me know and I'm more than happy to answer any questions. Okay. Thank you.